Our destination?
Spring cleaning, bath and beauty.
Let's go for a ride.
Welcome to Girls Trip. This week we are tackling a different area of the house every day. And we did it.
We did it.
And that's why we look so tired.
Can you see?
Wow, I need a lot more makeup for my under eyes than I usually do.
And exhaustion this week.
Yeah, because we have been doing all the purging, decluttering, organizing of our homes, room by room. And I think my house is the messiest it's ever been.
You get done with one and you're like, spectacular. And then you're like, and then it gets done.
I think because we're going, we're doing the stuff that you don't get to in your typical
like every day
cleaning, tidying, routine. This is like going deep into one area, but I still have the same finite amount of time to put towards cleaning and tidying and organizing. So that means when I've spent 3 hours on this one spot, I'm not doing all of the dishes and laundry and mopping and toy cleanup that I would normally be doing in those
If
in
we
those
could
hours.
just clone ourselves, that would be...
Just for this time, right?
Just for right now.
Yeah.
Just for cleaning.
That would be ideal.
That would be great.
So I think perhaps the more realistic approach, if you're not, under the gun to talk about this on your YouTube channel, would almost be like to choose a season. Like you're picking picking the summer, or you're, something where you're maybe tackling one area in like a week or two, doing it a little bit
timeline
at a time, because this was not totally feasible.
Well, going back to last week, actually, on the podcast that I listened to, so in Israel they have everyone, I might not know the ins and outs of it completely, but as far as I know, everyone has an experience in the military, in the IDF.
Yes.
So she was talking about this one girl who was in the IDF. She was talking about how she picked up from when she was there that, just how important it is to be neat and tidy and all that. So when she gets home, she calls it her 15 minutes of hell. When she gets home every day, she sets a timer for 15 minutes.
Does whatever she can.
And she just cleans for 15 minutes. But when the timer goes off, it doesn't matter if there's still dishes in the sink. She's done. But she said that's been her way of like chipping away.
Yeah,
at it. And some days it'll be
I
like
have
2
definitely
times.
done that.
Yeah, it's good. It actually is effective, I think.
And some days you're like waiting for it to go off and you're like, I'm done.
You're
But
like,
other days you're like, now I'm in a groove.
Yeah.
Because it's the starting that's the hard part.
Yeah.
But once I get myself to start, I can be motivated and go. It's the like, I don't know if I have it in me right now
to
get going.
Yeah.
That's the harder part.
No, I totally agree with that. The feeling I get, so Lauren sent us a video
Oh my gosh.
of the basement, which is the kids' play area.
Yes.
That sounds bad. The kids play in the basement. No, that's fine. No, it's a beautiful basement. That's their play area. And so she sent us a video of what it looked like I don't even think you were in it to clean it. It was just...
I was just like, this is what I'm walking
I was
down
just
to.
walking through.
I wasn't even a part of it, and I was, like, my veins, I could feel it were popping out. I was like, this is scary. I'm scared.
This is rough.
Yeah. My blood pressure was rising.
Yeah.
It was intense. And if you are
It was intense.
a parent, then you can probably relate to this, but you think that, because prior to living in the house we were at now, we were in a townhouse. Loved that townhouse, but there's no playroom, right? Like you just have your living space, and that's where everything is. And in your mind, you convince yourself, once I get the house and you have a playroom or a basement or something, like our living space is going to be so beautiful and aesthetic and tidy because all the toys are going to be in that space. That's a joke and a half. Like that's not real. Like maybe someone out there has been able to do it. But I don't know. I feel bad making my kids be like, you're locked in
like
a space
you can only
that
keep
you
the
can't
toys here.
come out of. And the reality is that your kids want to be where you are.
Yeah.
And I can't spend my day in the basement with them because I need to be cooking or doing dishes or laundry. So I'm on the main floor most of the time where our living space and eating space is. So even though our basement looked like that, I don't even know, like, I don't even think they had played in the basement that week. Because they had been upstairs. So our living room, family room, kitchen, dining room, that is also covered in toys and art supplies and whatnot. So yeah, even once I cleaned the basement, I was still like, great, now I have to go upstairs where they're actively playing because this was just where they like a tornado blew through.
Well, okay, so I know we're not talking about this yet, but we did get evidence of Lauren breaking her back, and that space. Oh boy,
gorgeous.
That scratched an etch in my brain. So I was like,
doable.
Yeah, it is. And it almost looked. I think that's the point we were making before. Like, it's very stressful when you start. It's very, very stressful when you look at the mountain in front of you. But that sense of satisfaction when it's done, I think it's worth it.
And it's mostly mental games I play with myself. It's like, I don't have to do this whole basement tonight.
Yeah.
But I'm just going, like, I'll pick a category. Like, I'm going to clean up the art supplies, or I'm going to clean up the action figures. And then, again, once you get going, it gets a little bit easier.
You just have to feel, like, content with that. You're like, okay, that's it. That's what I set my mind to do, and that's how I did it.
But today we're starting with Bath and Beauty, lest we forget.
Bath, beauty, not basement.
Yes. So I feel like, well, that could look different for all of us, but there are probably a lot of overlap in what we did. So maybe let's start with saying, what areas did we tackle in this category? Like, go ahead. You go.
Okay, so I did my bathroom, which we just have one bathroom, small. We have a countertop, 2 drawers, and then Artie, we have like a big open one, and then Artie created like this sliding little shelf, with the little thing on the side, so we can kind of store more. So I had that, and then I also organized my like beauty stuff that's in the bedroom, but it's not like a lot, it's just on top of the dresser situation. So I started there. I took and kind of implemented the podcast I listened to, which was like the trash bag theory, and I didn't realize actually how much I do that actually on the regular to clean stuff. Like, that's my way of cleaning, is just throw stuff out, because I don't even want to deal with trying to organize it. So I really like to throw things out. So I did a decent amount of that. You'd be shocked at how old your Band-Aids are. And you're like, is this sticky anymore? I don't know.
Do Band-Aids go bad?
Well, they start to, like, the packaging, like paper or whatever, looks like...
How old are your Band-Aids?
Probably like 15 years old. Well, no, not all of them, but I found like...
years old.
I found like a bag of them that used to be in my like athletic bag from when I would have blisters. So they just all got thrown in there.
Well, I guess it's good, right, that you've never needed them.
Yeah. And I also have like a little first aid box, as you gave me. So that's on top of like the toilet, just like ready to get the essentials. So then I have more Band-Aids and stuff down below. So yeah, that was really fun diving into. And I really don't know how old this thing was, but I found a Bath and Body Works cucumber melon lotion.
Cucumber melon, wow, that brings me
If you know what I'm talking about. It was the OG packaging.
Wow.
It was like the cream, not like the lotion bottle.
Yeah.
I look and I'm like, this was weighted. There was lotion in it. I'm like, how long have I had this? I was like,
that's gotta be 10 plus years.
It has to be.
More than that.
I would say
that's
honestly,
like 10 years. In my head, I was saying 10 plus years as though I was
yeah,
like
we're
16,
like, yeah, exactly.
But that would be longer than that.
Oh,
yeah, so I was like, and I have cleaned my bathroom out before.
Right.
So I don't know why I kept that.
Is that you've taken it from your parents' house to this
It
house.
came to my parents. Yes,
It traveled with you. At this point, just keep it.
It was it's in the trash now, but I was like, it was probably nostalgic. I was like, oh, look at that. One day. Yeah, so I threw that out. Praise the Lord, that's gone.
We never really talked about that, and maybe we will in the future. So this is just like a really, really quick tangent. But when you moved from your parents' house into Artie's house, how much did you do? A lot of purging, or was it just like, let's put all my stuff in a trash bag, probably, and bring it to Artie's, and it is what it is?
So I think I did a fair amount of the stuff that was in my room. I had some like things up in the attic that were like college books and papers that I was just like, I don't want to go through this right now.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
I did go through, I think, a bunch. I did like a full like room cleaning, like maybe 4 months before we got married, something like that. Because I knew I didn't want to have to do that at his house. Like I wanted to go there with a little bit more of knowing what I had.
Yeah.
He will say that I told him I had 2 boxes, and I was like, I had 2 boxes of books. Okay, I had 2 boxes of books. So he had a really fun time carrying all the stuff inside. But yeah, I would say I did a decent amount. It wasn't overwhelming, but I like lived in my room, and so all of my stuff was in there. It was a lot. So yeah, it wasn't terrible, but I was shocked at how much stuff in the bathroom I had. That was like, whoa.
Yeah. All right, what area? So you have, give a little background.
I have the most interesting perspective, and
some might call it unfair, but
some might call it unfair. I call it the favor of the Lord. I have these past couple weeks already been in a huge organizational fix because I moved into my new home. Thomas and I moved into our new home, and there is just something about putting your old stuff into new, like your brand new like cabinets, and like you don't like, you almost want to like you almost want to get rid of everything.
Dirty because it belongs here.
No, you actually feel like that. Like this is too, because especially before we actually did the move, and like my mom came over, my mother-in-law came over, and everyone's like scrubbing and toothbrushing things, and so things are shining, things look great, and then when you bring your stuff into it, you're like, oh, where'd all that empty space go? And like where'd all that, and so you almost want to just go buy new stuff. So we're not talking about this for budget, but so I have already been in this organizational mode, but when it came to Bath and Beauty, I realized, okay, I've never had these 2 big cabinets, these 2 big drawers that I can put all my stuff in, plus a big cabinet to put all my stuff in. I've never had that before. So I was actually like overload, like, oh my goodness, like what am I gonna put where? Like, and what makes the most sense? So I went to Home Goods and bought a couple of those drawer organizers for all my makeup brushes, and then, which isn't that much, but makeup brushes, tweezers, nail stuff, files, all that. Put that all in there. I'm like, wow, this is great. And then on the bottom cabinet, I realized this isn't actually big enough for all my hair stuff that I put in. So my blow dryer, with the humidifier, diffuser, with the diffuser.
That is not what we want on our hair.
A humidifier would be great. No, that would not be great. So the blow dryer with the diffuser, and then all my different brushes that I use. So my hair stuff took up, I was shocked by this. I don't know where I had my hair stuff, but it took up like the entire thing, and I realized, oh shoot, I'm like destroying my vanity with all my hair stuff. And I threw out so many products, so many different mousses that I was like trying out. I was like, oh, so that kind of broke me a little bit, because when you're dealing, no, I understand like, throwing out stuff that's 20 years old. That's cathartic. Throwing out stuff that is like kind of perfectly good and is like halfway done, right? And I know of like, oh, I've given this person that because they have curly hair or whatever, and but I'm like, this is just done. This is done. It's not brand new. It's only halfway used. It's a weird thing to just give to somebody. So that's been probably the hardest part, is knowing that I have to get rid of a lot of stuff if I'm going to maintain this level of cleanliness and orderliness. Like when you have a tiny space, you don't care as much. You're just like, whatever. Just everything's everywhere, and it is what it is.
You almost have to get past that.
But I like want to keep it like this. Like it's so beautiful and tidy. I just want to keep it that way for as long as possible. So
and you have a really beautiful linen closet that you spend a lot of time on.
I did spend a lot of time on that, but I had a lot of towels. Why do I have so many towels?
Really?
I think it's my mom. It's my mom's fault. She'll like just.
No, it is her fault. I found towels, Joy.
It is her fault, because for Christmas sometimes, just like tucked away, she'll just give us brand new towels. And I'm like, but I don't need new towels. Okay. Are you supposed to delete towels? Are you supposed to throw them out after like a certain amount of years?
I
mean, if they have spots on them, and then if they have holes in them, maybe. But
no, mine are fine. I can't get rid of these towels. I should just save them.
They do the job.
Yeah.
Maybe have those as guest towels.
All 12 of them? So I did spend a lot of time on the linen closet. Again, Home Goods got really pretty bins for all of the like tablecloths and sheets and hand towels that was really fun putting that together. Tiring, but but fun.
It's a lot of like mental because you're like organizing and also throwing out. So you're like, does this work? No. Okay, let's do this again.
Yeah, but the new bins were nice though because they're also spotless. They're super clean.
Nice.
So just having, I don't know, it's just like a really starting fresh feeling that I have right now. So I'm leaning into that as much as possible.
Yeah. I remember those days. That was nice.
I'm leaning into it.
This felt a little less nice.
So we had company over last night, and Thomas had one of two options. He could have gone around the house and just seen what needed to get, like, you know, just what needed to get fixed and what needed to get, you know, put away. Or he could help me in the kitchen, and we would then clean together when we were done. And he instantly disappeared and went upstairs to clean stuff. So it's been like a half hour. And I'm talking like there's not much to do. Like, you should be done. He comes downstairs, his hair is disheveled, and he's like, Joy, do we have any like polish?
What?
Polish?
For what?
Yeah.
He's like, for the sinks. I want to just like polish them. I'm like, okay, at this point, I need you more cutting bread. Like I told you, he was just trying to avoid being in the kitchen. Like, like no one is inspecting our faucets.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine.
It's okay.
Polish.
I don't even know what
You would
soap
use like
and
a
water.
spray.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
like a
what?
spray, a cleaner.
So,
for that.
Well, he
funny.
owns this sink now, so
It's-
it's
no,
he's
like,
different
this will be
feeling.
When he
spotless.
cleans, it's so funny. I don't know if Miles is like this. I know my Artie is on another level. But I don't know if Miles is like this. When Thomas starts cleaning and he gets into a groove, he goes into this like other like headspace, and he's like, "This will be the most clean house in New Jersey." Like I don't know what happens to him. But yet he doesn't see when there's piles of laundry and clothes everywhere. So that's bizarre to me. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, no, Miles doesn't go there.
Okay.
Maybe Thomas could give him directions.
So what you're saying is I've married someone with two personalities.
Yes.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, no, Miles will get to a point where he's like, I can't stand the mess. Like it will permeate his consciousness every once in a while, but then his style of cleaning is so different than mine because to me it's like I see it all and it's driving me nuts. But I'm not gonna go tackle it until I can know that I have the time and energy to do it the right way.
Okay.
Where he's just like, I'll just take this and shove it in a closet so I don't have to see it.
Okay.
And I'm like, well, why bother? Because you're literally just moving
Moving
one
it
mess
spot.
to, another place. I'm like, you're not actually dealing with it and cleaning it and organizing it. And he doesn't understand that.
Yeah.
He's like, just shove it behind, a door or in a drawer or something. And I'm like, but then you can't find anything. Then you're not, throwing away garbage.
He doesn't care. He does not.
No,
it does
he's
not
not
bother
in-
him.
into details.
I think
of
it's
that.
I felt that where as long as I don't see it and it's gone, I'm like, whew, amazing. Yes. So to an extent, like with laundry, that's a big thing for me. If I don't see the pile, I'm like, oh, this is great.
It's not there.
It's not there.
So I think we all tackled similar things. So I also tackled my under the bathroom vanity area and linen closet.
Okay.
I think the biggest takeaway for me, and so this was probably the easiest day, if I'm thinking really quickly, because I wasn't creating like new organization systems. They were already in place, and I was just tidying them. So this didn't feel as overwhelming as some of the other things we're going to talk about this week for me. Like our linen closet is really the linen closet like of my dreams. It's like double door, huge shelves linen closet. And so that was a time when we moved in a couple of years ago that I spent a lot of time
I remember that.
being like, what makes the most sense here? Because that's like half the battle of organizing. It's not just putting it away, but what really works for your everyday life.
For sure.
So that when you have something, it will go back into the space you originally designated it for. So I think when I first set that up, that was just one of the things that worked from the beginning. It was like, this is a good system for me. I can maintain it well enough that even when I have to clean it out, I'm really just tidying things and maybe throwing away some stuff I don't need anymore. So it wasn't too overwhelming, but my biggest takeaway was that I was not designating between my linen closet and my bathroom, like that certain things go in one or the other.
Okay.
So I realized, I'm like, I have 3 shampoos of the same kind, but I had like one under the bathroom and two in the linen closet. So like I wasn't realizing how much I actually
you have. Yeah,
had.
when you're thinking of like in the store, like, oh, I only have one.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I have more.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
That's
so I
really
think
good.
because it wasn't in a place where it was all together that I had a visual of it, that exactly when I was at the store, I'd be like, oh, should I just grab one so that I have it? Because I don't know if I need one or not. And then you end up with like, you know, empty face wash, but 4 shampoos.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know?
Yes.
So I tried to do a better job of designating places. That way I can just do a quick open and scan and I'll know whether I have things or not.
My vanity has now become like my every single day. This is what I use. And my linen closet has become like the storage place for all the stuff that I can go into. So if it's not something I'm using every day, it's going in there. And if I'm curious about if I need something, I should be able to open the linen closet and be able to see if I have it or not. If I don't, it goes on the list. Yeah.
Although I will say, and I don't know, I mean, you hate cleaning the bathroom. I don't like cleaning the bathroom either, but you really dislike it.
I really
but it was very hard for me to be in the bathroom organizing this and not also clean. And I did. I was like, I can't, this bathroom is dirty. It needs to be cleaned.
Okay.
In order to feel that sense of like accomplishment after this, I'm like, I know I have to also clean this bathroom.
Okay.
But then it's like I'm doubling the time that I thought I was gonna, you know, give to this project.
They mean the same thing to me. Organizing and cleaning is the same thing in my.
Well, I guess I was trying initially in my mind. I was like, I'm just going into this cabinet and doing it, but I was like, I need to clean the toilet.
But then
I
once
need to clean the sink.
But when you close the cabinet, you can't see all the work that you've done.
Exactly.
So you want that satisfaction.
That's when I was like, Artie, go look at that right now, okay? Admire
it.
Admire it, okay?
How happy was he?
He was happy. Yeah.
Joyful.
I mean, I would say he's like, do I wish that you know, loved cleaning and it wasn't just for your podcast? Yes.
Oh my God. Take what you can get, Artie. My goodness.
He also did say, he's like, we went for a walk this week and he's like, what if I told you that I actually paid Lauren to come up with this theme for you guys to discuss? I would like, honestly, I would just laugh about it because I think it's the funniest thing ever. Like, you will, any way you can to get me to have this passion for cleanliness, like you do, like you will try. So yeah, I mean, of course, I think he definitely appreciates it because it does make his brain also like, oh yes, like I think he can also find a little bit of that peace when, even if you can't see it, but he knows like, okay, that's when I open that, it's at least gonna look good. So yeah, I can't do both because then I like organizing is so taxing on my brain that I'm like, I'm done. Like I have to leave and do something else. I can't do both together.
Yeah.
It's too much for my
Artie did not pay me, but I did say I am now open to accepting bribes from anyone of whatever topics you want us to cover.
Yeah, if you want to know.
Feel free. I did also experience what you said where it's hard for me. I don't have a problem throwing away garbage. I'm like, get rid of the garbage. I love going around with a trash bag and getting rid of that. But the stuff that's still like perfectly good, but I'm like, I have to accept that I'm not going to use it.
I'm not going to use this.
Like I had a shampoo bottle that was like 3/4 full, but it's not good for my hair. Like it leaves like a residue and it doesn't work. But I just left it there because like, I feel so bad throwing away this bottle of shampoo, and eventually I was like, I need to let this go.
Trash.
I wonder, like, it definitely will help us, well, me, it definitely does help me when going to the store afterwards and knowing that I just threw out a bunch of stuff. It stops me from like, oh, I'll try this.
Yeah, you're like, all right, let me just remember what I did the last time I tried to try 4 things.
It pushes me to go buy the thing that I know is my thing, that is tried and true and that I like a lot, instead of, it's tough. I know this is a slight little tangent, but when you do go to, like, I don't know where you guys go to for beauty and hair stuff, but like there's options overload.
Oh,
yeah.
Also,
you're like, you get so tempted so easy, like, well, that I do like what I use, but it could be better.
But it could, I could try this.
It's so tempting to buy more stuff and to just weave it into our conversation. That's what creates the disorganization.
Yeah.
The beauty, specifically disorganization. All the different little products that we try a couple times. Maybe 2 out of 10 times I'm really happy with something I should really try.
Yeah.
but all that stuff is still there.
Yeah, and you're like,
because we bought
I
it.
don't want to get rid of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think if anything, it has this whole process of like moving and organizing and purging and all that. It's helped me going into stores and be way more picky and frugal with what I actually buy.
Because it is funny how it's mental like that. If I buy a new product, try it out, and immediately I'm like, this does not
like
work. I don't just throw it out.
No, you're like, I
feel
gotta hold on to
I feel
this.
like that would be throwing away money.
Yeah.
So instead, I'm like, if I just let it sit there and rot
But like
for 9 months, then I'll be like, now I can
And
throw it
someone
away.
is saying right now, just return it, and that's not ever gonna
And
happen.
some places,
Some places.
you can return it to like Walgreens and see even like lipsticks if you've opened it and you're like, this is not. Some places do accept them.
Yeah.
Well, I
Like
never
it's part
even
of their
considered
return
it.
policy. They're not. It's not like you being like, ooh, I don't like this.
Right.
They accept it.
Yeah, if you
Like
have the
Trader
receipt.
Joe's guys, they accept anything. Anything. You opened it, didn't like it, sure.
That's
Milk
good to know.
went rotten, sure.
Yeah, maybe we should, because I hate returning things. Whether
Yeah.
it's Amazon or
we
stores,
all do.
hate returning stuff. So maybe we could weave that into our lifestyle.
Make that like, a goal. Like
Yeah.
at the end of the month or, every 2 weeks be like, did I buy something that I'm like really not satisfied with?
Yeah.
That's a whole skill I need to develop. Because I'm
Oh,
not.
yeah.
on
We're not even
level
we're talking
zero.
about this, but I don't know if that.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. So overall, I feel like it was a good experience for me to do it. I like mentally knowing that those spaces are like pretty and organized, and I know how much stuff I have. So I was glad that we tackled that at the start of the week.
I think
This
that was
is
a
a
good
good start
area.
to
Yes.
get me going.
Yes.
Now, I did not include my actual vanity area in this because that's part of my routine challenge, which we'll be following up with
Okay, yes,
in a
that's right.
couple of weeks, so didn't get into that. But if you are looking for a place to start in your house,
Be
with your spring
inspired.
cleaning, be inspired that this was like an overall good experience for all of us. And let us know. Let us know if you're going to take on any of these spring cleaning challenges this week. And if you find anything surprising or funny along the way,
Please tell us.
we want your confessions. Yes. Like 15-year-old Band-Aids or Rebecca wins this week. With that, for sure. But most importantly, don't forget to enjoy the view wherever your ride takes you.